Batman saved Dick Grayson. He pulled an 8-year-old acrobat from the wreckage of his parents' murder at Haley's Circus. He gave him a home, a mission, a new name. He made him Robin. And in return, Dick Grayson did something almost no one in Gotham has ever dared. He looked Batman in the face and walked away. Not because Bruce Wayne failed him, because of what staying would have cost him. The air inside Haley's Circus hangs heavy, thick with the hush that comes just before the fall. Under the big top, the Graysons, Dick, his mother Mary, his father John, climb the rigging, their costumes catching the light as the crowd holds its breath. Every movement is precise, rehearsed 1,000 times. But on this night, something is wrong. A single rope, frayed and unnoticed, strains above the ring. In a blink, it snaps. The sound is lost in the gasp of the audience. Dick watches as his parents plummet, arms outstretched for each other, then the ground. The applause dies. Only silence remains, broken by a child's scream echoing through the rafters. The world tilts. The sepia haze of memory blurs the faces in the crowd, but the broken rope and the empty space on the trapeze burn into Dick's mind. He stands alone in the sawdust, fists clenched, the spotlight now a cold interrogation. The faces he trusted most are gone, ripped away in a single merciless instant. No comfort comes from the strangers who gather around him. Their sympathy is a distant sound, drowned out by the roar of loss. In that void, something hardens. The need for family, for safety, for someone to pull him from the wreckage. These are not just feelings, but a lifeline. What's left is the hollow ache of grief, and the question that will shape everything. Who will catch him now? A silent car ride, a city of strangers outside the window, and Dick Grayson finds himself at the gates of Wayne Manor. Bruce Wayne stands waiting, not as the billionaire playboy, but as something steadier and more careful. He does not offer empty words. Instead, he extends an invitation, shelter, guidance, a place to belong. The paperwork comes first, signed and witnessed, a legal act that tries to make sense of the chaos. On the surface, it is guardianship. Underneath, it is a lifeline thrown to a drowning boy. Inside the manor, the world is colder, grander, and full of secrets. Dick's shoes echo on marble floors. Alfred's quiet presence hovers at the edge, gentle but formal. Bruce keeps his distance at first, watching for cracks that might show how much the boy can bear. But it is not all formality. One night, Dick escapes the suffocating quiet by climbing, scaling a chandelier high above the ballroom, just as he once soared under the circus tent. Bruce follows, not to scold, but to join him. Their hands meet above the glittering lights, a handshake suspended in air. It is more than a gesture. In that moment, Dick sees not just a guardian, but a partner willing to reach him on his own terms. This is where the alliance is born, not out of duty, but out of shared pain and a stubborn hope that family can be chosen. The bond is fragile, edged with uncertainty, yet It is real. For the first time since the fall, Dick Grayson is not alone. The mornings at Wayne Manor begin before dawn, long before the city stirs. Dick Grayson is up with the first light, eyes still heavy, muscles sore from the day before. The training isn't a game or a bonding exercise. It's a drill. Every rooftop leap is measured. Every landing is judged. Bruce's voice cuts through the fog, sharp and uncompromising. Again, faster, quieter. The manor's grand halls echo with the rhythm of discipline. Push-ups in the marble corridor, handstands until his arms shake, reciting escape routes from memory while sweat drips into his eyes. There is no room for error. On the rooftop, Dick is told to repeat the same acrobatic sequence 12 times. Each run scrutinized for the slightest misstep. Batman isn't just a mentor, he is a commander. The instructions come rapid fire. Scale the wall, roll into shadow, memorize every window's reflection. If Dick hesitates, even for a breath, Batman's correction is immediate. You are not here to impress me. You are here to survive. Panels from early in the series capture this relentless pace. Dick's silhouette is dwarfed by the Gotham skyline, his body tense as he balances on a narrow ledge. In another, he stands before a wall of instruction panels, schematics, criminal profiles, escape plans, each one a test of memory and nerve. The days blur together, each defined by repetition and the constant pressure to be better, faster, smarter. The line between care and control grows thin, and the weight of expectation settles on Dick's shoulders like a second cape. Under Bruce's watchful eye, the boy who once soared for applause now trains for survival. The cracks in his obedience are small at first, a clenched jaw, a flash of frustration, but they are there, waiting just beneath the surface. A rainy night in Gotham, an alley lit by the sickly yellow of a street lamp. The body of Arnold Flass, a disgraced detective, hangs motionless, his face frozen in shock. Rainwater pools beneath him, mixing with the city's filth. Batman stands in the shadows, cape drawn tight, but it's not his loss. It's the city's. For Dick Grayson, the sight is a punch to the gut. This isn't a criminal, not some faceless goon. This is a man, a civilian, and he's dead because they were too late. The echo of the circus tragedy flickers in Dick's mind. The helplessness, the suddenness, the way the world can turn on a single broken thread. Over the next days, the pressure grinds down. Batman grows colder, more distant, chasing leads with a single-minded focus. Dick tries to keep up, but the rules keep changing. Every hesitation is punished. Every question is met with silence. When another innocent is threatened, Dick pushes back. Is this really what we're doing? Batman's answer is a wall. You're not a child, Dick. You're a partner. You have to understand the cost of hesitation. The words sting harder than any blow. The warehouse is dark, the air thick with dust and accusation. Batman rescues Gordon from a noose, but the look he gives Dick is pure judgment. In that moment, the partnership fractures. Dick's fists clench in the half-light. I can't stand by while they die, he thinks, raw and unfiltered. The silence between them is louder than any argument. Father's Day arrives. The manor is empty, but for the tension. Batman turns away, voice low and final. We are now Batman, The words hang in the air, heavy as a verdict. Dick stands alone in the hallway, the space beside him empty. The promise of family, broken. Whatever comes next, nothing will be the same. Thunder rattles the manor's old windows as Dick steps into the hallway, shoulders squared, eyes hard. The silence between him and Bruce is thick, every word unspoken, every disappointment hanging in the air. Bruce stands at the far end, more shadow than man, cape draped like a wall. For a heartbeat, neither moves. Then Dick's voice cuts through the hush, raw and final. I'm done. The words hang there, heavy as a gavel. Bruce doesn't plead, doesn't soften. His reply lands like cold steel. We are now Batman. No room for argument, no hint of regret. The door slams behind Dick, a sound that echoes down the marble halls, sharp and irreversible. In that instant, the partnership that once felt unbreakable is gone, snapped like the ropes at Halley's circus. Bruce remains, surrounded by shadows and the weight of his own crusade. Dick, fists clenched, walks into the storm outside, alone, but finally free to decide who he will become. The rain on Bloodhaven's rooftops feels different than Gotham's. Dick Grayson stands high above the city. The old Robin mask is gone, the past stripped away. He is not running from Batman anymore. He is reaching for something new. In 1984, on the pages of Tales of the Teen Titans, number 44, Dick chooses the name Nightwing. He tells his friends it is a symbol of freedom, a nod to the legends he heard as a boy, stories about heroes who found their own way in the dark. The name is not just a costume change, it is a declaration. No longer a shadow, no longer a sidekick. The emblem across his chest draws a line between what he was and what he has become. Fans wrote in by the hundreds, some cheering, some mourning the end of Robin. But the creators, Loeb and Sale, called it a coming of age. Proof that even in a world of masks, you can choose who you are. Nightwing's first flight is not just about leaving Batman. It is about reclaiming the trapeze, the leap, and the hope that you can fall and still rise on your own terms. Today, every new sidekick faces the same question: follow orders or forge their own path. Nightwing's choice still echoes, proof that even in Gotham, breaking away from the shadows isn't betrayal. It's survival. Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is step into the unknown, alone. What would you choose?